So, in order to stay relevant, I would say Trump did something newish to do something to man people scratch their heads. On top of sending Marines to Los Angeles to invade Los Angeles as if it was something out of Bushwick, Trump is also moving to cut Pell Grants, which is going to raise concerns about access to college for low income students. And your mileage may vary on what the actual purpose of this is, but this is cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. Apparently, Trump believes that low-income students don't finish school, and it's a waste to send them to money to go to school. The budget proposal for 2026 calls for reducing the maximum Pell Grant from $7,395 to $5,710 for the 26-27 school year. A 23% drop in the first cut since 1993. The cited reason is a $2.7 billion funding gap. And so we have to save money. So we'll have 25% less money for folks in Pell Grants. About 6 to 7 million students actually depend on Pell Grants, mostly from families earning under $60,000 a year. Half the all undergrads count on this aid, and experts say cutting the maximum award would significantly hinder lower income students to afford college. Cutting off that $2,000 in the process is a lot less money to pay for colleges, even on the low end for college. In addition to lowering the payout, the proposal seeks to require students to take more credits, pushing part-time students out of any Pell Grant work and eliminating support for those under half-time. The change could leave at least 10% of current Pell Grant students with no aid whatsoever. Pell Grant cuts are part of a bigger part of the big, beautiful bill. You've heard a lot about that being talked around, passed by Congress. It also does target Medicaid, work requirements, and eliminates subsidies for loans, caps borrowing based on programs, and invites private lenders to fill in the gaps. So if you can't find the money, someone can lend the money to you, but the government is not going to do what it was doing in the past to help people out. And I use that word specifically, help people out, whether you see it as a help or a hinder for the government or the people. Critics warn this push may advance more folks to higher student loan debt going forward. And since the government doesn't like to do much in the way of relief on that end, more things will happen. Colleges and aid groups are pushing back, with Laredo College passing a resolution opposing the change, stressing how part-time learners, working parents, caregivers would be hit the hardest. People who are working on their own pace to get to these levels would see the worst cases of these things hurting them because they'd have to stop working to go full-time to school, and they can't afford that. The National Association of Student Financial Aid Administrators warns the cuts jeopardize decades of bipartisan commitment. So what you're seeing is people saying this is a bad idea on all ends. This could be a very serious hindrance to low-income, part-time community college students who are just reaching for higher education the best way they can. This is not going to hurt anybody who can pay to go to Yale or Harvard or any large-time state school that has big football programs that will pay for itself. This is going to hurt the people on the low ends. This is going to people who work in the low ends of schools. This is going to hurt me personally because I work at a 2-year college where many people do rely on Pell Grants. And that backlash, that unintended consequences will probably be felt much quicker than many other things that have happened in Trump 2.0.